Okay, I would like to welcome you to Fabric Chicks Live at noon. Um, Stephanie Brandenburg is on her way. She'll be with us momentarily. Um, okay, I am going to let me see. She's having some technical issues. She couldn't get her video to work on her device. So she's trying to log in on a different device. So we will see momentarily. So you're just stuck with me till she figures it out. Hi, Judy. Hi, Christy. Hi, Diana. Hi, Sue. Okay, so I'm so excited. We've got Stephanie Brandenburg from Frond Design Studios. She will be joining us momentarily. For all of you that follow us on a regular basis, you know that we are quilters, artists, designers. We are not necessarily techie people. So as soon as we can get Stephanie's device to work, she's going to join us. Okay, I'm going to keep checking to see if she is waiting. Nope, not yet. Okay, so while I do that, I'm just going to go over a couple of housekeeping things. I know that's like my new term. Don't ask me why. I think I learned that from Raylene from Wild Wednesdays. But I just got off the phone with Linda McGehee, and we're doing a class with her next Wednesday, which is National Zipper Day. I think it's next Wednesday. Don't quote me on that. But it's National Zipper Day. So she's going to be doing her lecture on zippers made easy. And but she also, if you joined us on Wild Wednesday Live, there was a little bit of connection issues with her interview. So you can go for the next week for free. And if you go through the Wild Wednesday Live link on, I'm trying to think, the Quilt Sew Craft Festival. Oh my gosh, don't quote me on this because it's not right in front of me. But whatever link we have that scrolls across the bottom of the screen every Wednesday at 2, with the Wild Wednesday Lives, I want to say it is Quilt Craft Sew Mall. QuiltCraftSewMall.com. Oh my God, it was like a blonde moment. Anyhow, go there and you can watch hers for one. You can watch her whole demo over again. It's a 1-hour demo. It's free for this week. So just go to that link and you can watch her do the dimensional flowers again. Okay, wait. Oh, hey, from Pensacola, Florida, Christine, how are you? And Peggy Driscoll is joining us today from Benicia. It's good to see you. Are you going to the prom too? You look all done up. Why, thank you. No, actually, my parents are coming to visit, so I have to get a little bit dressed up. Otherwise, they make weird comments. My dad does. So no, my parents are coming to visit. Anyhow, I think, wait, hang on a second. Stephanie, I think, is with us. Okay, I'm going to make her live.
Hey, hi, everybody.
Stephanie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Okay,
good to see you.
I would like to welcome you officially to the show.
Thanks.
And you are Stephanie Brandenburg from iOS Theater
yes.
Records, right?
Correct.
And usually, I have a few minutes before we start so I can get all the important questions, but it's been kind of a crazy morning. So we're just going to roll with it because I know you're able to.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to jump right in. Although anytime you want, you can backtrack. My people are used to us being squirrels because that's just the way
good.
But so I'm super excited. You've got a new line of fabric for North.
Yes.
So do you want to show us that, or do you want to tell us about anything that's new and exciting, or where would you like to start?
Well, I can tell you about the line. I have my strike offs here. So I'm super excited because I get to work with Northcott Fabrics, and it's coming in November. But as you know, especially with the way that I create, it takes a long time. So all through the winter, I felt like a little seed and a seed starter kit because I'm painting and designing all these fun things. But I'll show you what grew. So hold on a second.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to make you big so that they can really see what you're showing.
Okay. Well, I am big. I gained 20 pounds through the pandemic.
You know what? It's a crazy thing. You either gained weight or lost weight.
I know. Now I'm trying to lose it. So we'll see what happens.
We all are. Okay.
So this is salsa. This is the main panel. So fun. And then it's running yardage. So you can cut it wherever you want. If you guys are familiar with my other panels, it's very similar in style. The thing that's not similar is how big I went. So this is super fun. All you have to do, I love screen printing. I love digital too, but I just have an affection for screen print, and that's kind of my, sorry, try not to be so wonky. That's kind of my love. And so this is the sunflower, which is super, super fun. It's actually on 2 separate bolts, so it's a little different style. Each bolt has a half of the bloom on it, and then you're going to cut these into panels, and then you sew them together. So all you need is a 1/4 inch seam allowance for that bloom, and boom, you've got this beautiful quilt. And I'll show you another one we're kind of getting a little tour of my studio here. This is the magnolia that I'm quilting. The same concept. One side of the bloom is on a bolt. The other side of the bloom is on a bolt. And then you just do that 1/4 inch. And you can see here, I wasn't super exact about where I put it together. I did that on purpose because I wanted to show people it doesn't have to be exact. You can still fill in with this beautiful quilting, and we have the Anova because we love the Anova quilting machines. But you can see playing with metallic thread, different color threads, quilting that background. The cool thing about Frond is that you don't really need templates or rulers or anything like that, because you just follow the image of the design. And I'll show you some of the other ones, and then I promise I'll stand still. Let's see here. Whoops. I have to get a new tripod. Woo! Sorry, guys. Okay. So this is petal and stem. This is a gradient, and it has just a subtle kind of almost abstract iris in the corner. So you can actually cut that into 4s and make an iris if you want to, or just let it be a gradient and cut it from selvage to selvage and use it for a border or anything like that. This is the other one, same design, different colorway. So that is super pretty. And this one is a very subtle sunflower in the middle. This is the hot side. So we get that hot color, subtle flower here. Oops, I guess I'm backwards. Sorry, guys. And then this one here. So nice, beautiful, vivid colors, kind of what you're used to with my stuff. Let me take 2 seconds and I'll put this iris up for you.
Right. Yes, and then right, exactly. Right, exactly. Yeah. So we want to identify it. And then as many sources check all the sources by it, and then she's going to start promoting it on Instagram and Facebook. And the supports should be able to come to the nearest post office hypothetically.
Okay, guys, sorry. Here is the iris. So that shows you same concept. You're going to have that nice big bloom on half the bolt. And it's simply just a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then you have the center of a quilt that you can quilt. You can also cut it up, and you can see here when you do like a 5-inch square, you've got beautiful blender gradients to play with, all different colors, all different. So I'm super excited about that because it's not been ever out there in the fabric world. So it's extremely unconventional. I always like to just kind of make everybody scratch their head a little bit with my designs and be like, and kind of say to themselves, huh? And then, hey, this is possible. So you never know. We might see that, in some future designs from other people in the future, putting this 2 canvas, 2 panel concept together to get that nice big bloom. Obviously, there's lots of big flowers out there in the digital, but this was a fun way to use that. My stuff, I'll just show you really quick because it's kind of interesting if you're not on the printing side of it. So for me, this was our digital sunflower. It's beautiful, but it just doesn't have that zip that the screen printed sunflower had. So that's why I like to have that saturated color. And that's what I've become kind of known for. So that's my exciting news. And that hit stores in November. All the stores have until June to order it. And I believe Beth is going to have it, correct? Where'd she go? So if anybody has any questions too, holler at me and let me know. I'd be happy to answer anything. I can't hear you, Beth. Sorry. Let me see if I can. I wonder why I can't. Bummer. Maybe put the screen back to small.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, sorry. But
I
can answer any questions that you have.
Perfect. I do not know why anybody put me in charge of being technical. That's not my strength.
I love it.
I'm just over here talking to you, but really to myself. Okay, so no, I totally have. I would have already ordered the fabric line. I texted my rep and said, "Hey, I need to get my order in for Stephanie's new fabrics," and he said, "I'll be there in May. You can wait." No, I like to be the very first one.
That's right. That's right.
I got to do it when I'm thinking about it. Okay, so then I have let's see. I'm not a flower person, but I think I'll have to have the sunflower. Okay,
yay!
We'll get you converted eventually.
That's right.
Diana says it takes her breath away.
Oh, yay! I love it.
Peggy wants to I don't know. I touched something on the screen. Dorothy, you're up there forever.
Thanks,
okay,
Dorothy. Hey.
Peggy says, are they all screen prints or screen print InDesign and then digitally printed?
No, they're all screen printed, and I'll show you. It's super fun. That's one thing you can always tell. This is a little secret. When you've got all of these screen, sorry, I'm not used to my camera.
Here.
Between the two of us, I think we're going to have like a happy hour, one of these or something.
I know. It's ridiculous. I was going to make you big again, but then I'm afraid I'll get lost.
Yes, don't. So these are the dots, and this shows you how to do all the screens. And you can see it takes, for my stuff, about all 18 screens. Now, another cool thing for screen printing, it takes 18 screens is the most you can get with a 24-inch repeat. So when you're seeing, especially with my stuff, when you're seeing these 24-inch repeats, is because if I go bigger, if I go to 36 inches, it drops 7 screens out. That means so you'll see a lot of those for like novelty prints and things that don't have a lot of color, nice simple designs. But when you talk about something as elaborate, and detailed as this is, then you're going to want those brush strokes and things captured. So that's why I typically work in a 24 by 44-inch repeat.
Perfect. And then you really are an artist by nature. Like you're a painter before you're really a quilter or anything, right?
Right. Actually, I was actually a painter. I painted on furniture and desks and things like that, architectural antiques, before I started designing fabric. And when I started designing fabric, I thought that everybody designed it that way. So that's why I work with handwork, because with hand painted design, because I thought that's how people did it. And that doesn't take anything away from other fabrics. Other fabrics are gorgeous, but they're typically done on a computer program. And then you can send that file over to the printer. and they can capture that file via email now or a high res file, and then they can put it out on their end, print it out on fabric, and send it back. So with our process, we have to actually take the physical canvas. I was just going to see if I had one down here, but I think my guy that organizes me all the time moved it. But anyway, so and
That's the story of life. They're
yeah,
trying to help me out and clean up after me.
I know where everything is when it's in a pile, but but so that's kind of the neat thing. So it starts with a painting, then I have to have it scanned with a fine art scanner. So it's actually like a fine art print that you would buy at an art gallery, and then those scans are sent to my supplier, and then they make the screens. They separate the screens out for me, so I don't have to do that, at least, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. And then, so what made you decide to design fabric? Did you already have a quilt shop, or because quilt shop, right? So you
correct, yeah. So my mom. Hold on, I'm going to get a higher chair. I feel like Edith Ann over here. Okay, this is a little better. So maybe that's not that much better. Anyway, my mom has a quilt shop in South Amana, Iowa. So the Amana colonies are like kind of an offshoot of Lutheranism, and they settled there in the late 1800s from Ebenezer, New York, originally from Germany. And so she has a shop that's in a beautiful old general store building. It's about 5,000 bolts on the top level, the loft. And then the main floor is gifts. She really likes, you know, the home deck and stuff. And then she actually has a huge, beautiful collection of vintage quilts. I'll show you one of them. I have this beautiful, this is a silk antique quilt that we found at the at the bottom of a banana box. And you can just see how stunning that is. And this is from the late 1800s. And it also has a foundation ticking. So it doesn't have, it's not quilted or anything. It just has this wonderful ticking base. And then it has this beautiful silk pieced overlay. So I'm going to reproduce that pattern, actually. Well, it is already reproduced on our website called, I think, City Square, something like that. So it's really fun. Those vintage quilts can be really inspirational. So she has about 200 or more of those. She also has hand quilted Amish quilts because we have an Amish settlement just about south of her store. So
perfect. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So you kind of just get inspired from everything and anything you run across.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It could be anything from just going on a walk, you know, with my son to, you know, just anything. It's very, I'm kind of ADD, so it could be anything.
Right. Okay. And then let's see. Oh, and we're going to be doing a class with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm super excited about that. Do you have a sample?
Yeah, I have kind of a sample. So I have kind of you can see behind me, see the big tulip quilt?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take you with me and see if you can still see it. So this quilt was very popular at our last show. This is our thread punk. And I know that Beth you've done classes like this. Oh, sorry. But so you get it's a really pretty panel.
It's one of my,
you're going to get this beautiful panel. You can overpaint this. We're going to give you tips and techniques on how to fuse this down. It's going to be fused to, this is in the kit as well. This is 100% beautiful cotton canvas, 10-pound weight that we get from an American supplier. And then we use textile paints and we hand paint each one. So you're going to get that with it. Every single one is different. So we're going to show you how to fuse. This is another piece so you can see how they're just so different. So every single kit is going to be different, but you're going to get the same amount of stuff. And so what you're going to get with this is you're going to get the one bloom, and then you're going to get the canvas and the fusible that we use. And then we're going to talk about tips and techniques on how to, and some embellishments to get started. Then we're going to talk about some tips and techniques to kind of get that, because in this quilt behind me, we've used anything, let's see here. We've used anything from paint, Dupioni silk, wool felt from local, I'm sorry. I have to get in the tray.
You're fine. Well, I tell them to collect all the scraps and little pieces of thread and stuff off their floor because you never know when you're going to need to use that stuff.
It's so true. And when we start, and maybe, if you guys enjoyed this, maybe we can do a collage class down the road. That's been really fun too. Collaging. I have these little teeny tiny pieces with like sticky stuff on the back, and I can't even throw them away because I know they're going to be perfect in a flower down the road. You start to get a little like a hoarder.
Yeah. No, people think I'm crazy until they start actually creating like this. And
exactly.
Then every little piece can be something.
It does. It really unlocks a lot of doors. And then, and it can really expand. When we do our collage, and then we also still add embellishments on top of that. So it is really fun. There's no rules, no quilt police. You just get to have fun.
Right. I think that the ladies are going to be so excited. So we're going to do that May 10th.
Yes.
I haven't gotten it up on the website yet just because I am a slacker and I don't know. I had my feet up and I was taking the day off.
Bonbons, eating bonbons.
So a lot of my ladies, they love to, well, they're just inquisitive, like how and what and why we do what we do.
Right.
And I would say that probably the thing, what has been your most challenging aspect of running a business and designing fabric and having a family life since COVID?
Well, I have to say, I think that the most challenging since COVID has simply been store hours, like how to open, how to be safe. We closed for a couple months, and then we decided, we're going to reopen. We can be, sanitary as well. We can have the, hand sanitizer and clean everything down at night. The pens, like the restaurants were doing the clean pens, dirty pens, that type of thing. So took some tips on that and decided to go ahead and reopen, keep less than 10 people in the store, keep everybody, 6 feet apart. So that was, I think, the most challenging. Also getting used to this existence, which we're doing right now, which is this online connection. But I'm so happy to have it because, I was going to say I was more challenged by prior to COVID. We did so many shows. So there would be, weeks where I would be gone, or months where I would be gone 2 to 3 weeks out of the month. And so traveling from Ontario, California down to Daytona Beach for AQS. And then, I've been with you in Puyallup. And
right.
So, we really were all over the country. And, because I really want to get the word out about what we do, because I'm really passionate about the way that I design fabric, and I really want to revolutionize. It's always been my goal is to revolutionize fabric. And so that's just continues to be my quest, to make it different, to make you see it and go, what is that? So, but
well, and you are definitely a leader in the industry, in the art world.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nobody can hold a candle to you.
Thank you.
I've been in the quilting world, 35 years now.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how we kind of get in these ruts and we think quilting has to be where we just cut up, as my first husband said, I don't get why you cut up perfectly good fabric
and put it back together.
Yeah. But that's kind of, we have a need to do that. We have a need to create.
Right.
There's so many rules in a lot of quilting. There's so many rules. And I love how free you are, where it just doesn't matter. You can just create. It doesn't matter if it's bad or good or what.
Right. And I think that's why, we connect so much, because I've always seen my role as like maybe the first runner in the race, and I'm handing you that creative baton, and then you're going to do what you want to do with it. And you're the same way, it's that empowerment of letting people just create and do what they want to do. And there's always a place, of course, for the technique of how to do a triangle and the technique of, different applique and things like that. Of course, that's always going to be, some of the most beautiful vintage quilts I've seen are the Baltimore, appliques. And so, that's always good. But I think to fuse all of that and just kind of jumble it up and then come out with your own thing is the best way to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I do totally agree. you have to have the basic skill and knowledge of how to cut, how to use a rotary cutter.
Right.
You have to know how to do it.
Right.
But have those skills, being given the permission to just create and put it back together any which way is
Right.
what I fell in love with you about.
Exactly. Oh, thank you. I know. And like even walking through your booth at a show, it's just like you're transported to a different place. Like where am I? This is amazing. And
right.
Like you're just at like, on this like ride at the fair and you're like, this is so cool. It's like eye candy everywhere.
Right. And you just can't walk past either of our booths.
That's right.
Don't know what is in there that you don't know is in there.
Exactly. You have to experience it.
Yeah. Okay. What else do we need to tell them? Okay, girls, do you have any questions? This is your chance. Stephanie's right here at your beck and call.
That's right.
Let's see. What questions do you girls have? They're just posting. They would love to take a class.
Yay!
So happy to have seen Stephanie's work. You know what? It doesn't matter how much of it I have in my shop because we have like a whole Stephanie section. But it comes in a whole new light when they can put your face with the product.
Yes, and that's another thing that calls to mind. It's so cool, like when you have, well, the way I create with the paint, I tend to use my favorite colors in the palette all the time. So that means every time a new line comes out, it's going to go with anything that's still at the store or still in your stash. You're going to be able to build on that, which is so cool. And that's what I love about it. So if you have some plaster of Paris, which, we have reissued with this collection, the top 12 colors, but, if you have it from when it first printed back in, can you believe Franz is going to be 10 years old?
No.
I cannot believe it. I know. So if you have that from the first collection, back when we started, it's still going to go with this brand new collection that's coming out in November. So that's what I love about it. You can build. And it was really fun when we were doing charm squares and jelly rolls here in house. That's another thing that we started doing during the pandemic. Just finding, these beautiful creative ways to use this color. And it's so amazing how you can take a large print like that. And when it comes down to this like little tiny piece, you're still seeing that beauty, in that little 5-inch square.
Right. Well, and that's another thing that the pandemic kind of has forced shop owners and designers, and it's forced us into thinking about things differently. And
yes,
before we were always on the run. We were always packing for our next show or
right.
whatnot. And we really kind of got to slow down a little bit and redesign and rethink and some really, really great ideas.
And I think touchstone to your community, which is really great too. And our community is also all over because now we're online as well. But you also have this great, focusing on, what people may need as they come in through the doors, is really, I don't know. It's been neat for me because I never got to be at the store or the studio very often. So it's been fun to be a part of that.
Well, and you kind of learn some things you kind of wish you didn't learn.
Yeah, that's right.
When you see how things
education.
Okay. Do you still have jelly rolls out of your fabric lines?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, Rondi. She's got them. And we'll have kits for you girls.
Yep.
Diane says she sees some drapes out of these fabrics.
Ooh, nice. Beautiful.
Do you only do flowers?
No. In fact, right now I can't wait, but I can't show you, but I can't wait to show you later. I'm working on a Halloween line and a Christmas, and a Christmas line, and then another everyday line, but it's not always floral. I'll show you a piece of some funky stuff.
Okay. Well, and we had the graffiti line, and you've done quite a few different things.
Yes.
But it's always painterly.
Oh, no. Hey, Chet. Oh, never mind.
I know, Tara. I'm so excited about Halloween. You can never have too much Halloween.
Oh, my gosh. And this is going to be so cool, you guys. I can't wait for you to see it. But anyway, this is one that I did back in the day.
Oh,
So you can,
I love it.
yeah, this is, my father was a poet and a writer. So I've always been drawn to typewriters. So I actually took a photograph of this typewriter, scanned it in, and then these are hand painted keys. So you've got the, which, I think
I don't think I ever saw that fabric line.
no, it was from a long time ago. One of my first collections ever. And then this one is really cool too. This is urban squares.
I have that.
Okay, good.
I love that one.
So, you know, that abstract kind of funky, but still modern, you know, look is what I love. So it doesn't always have to be flowers for me.
Right. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And Phyllis, what do you mean by pivot?
By what?
She just wrote in pivot. Sometimes the comments come at a delay, so I'm not sure what that's referring to.
What do I mean by pivot?
Phyllis wrote in her comment, she just wrote pivot.
Oh, okay. Maybe she was telling me to move.
We pivot a lot. I don't know. It's a lot. Okay.
Elaborate, Phyllis.
Yeah, more. We need more. Okay, let's see what else. I don't know. You've covered pretty much everything. I was so excited to see the fabric.
I know. I am so excited to be able to show you because it's just out on boards, you know. So I just love the way it translates on fabric. It just makes such a difference.
Yes, yes. Girls, oh my gosh, we will have her back to do the Halloween and Christmas lines when they're ready. You got out of the gun.
Now, one thing I want to say.
I get you, Phyllis. Pivot. That's what we've had to do since COVID, which is true.
Oh, yes, that's so true. Yes, you're so right.
And I can't say that I love this Facebook thing or this technology thing, except for that I do love it because it has opened up our world so much.
It has. And I think it's, I was really surprised even with, when I did it last year and just started going online and talking to people. It was just nice to, coming here every day by myself or with my 14-year-old son.
Yes.
When we first started, and, you know, because he was virtual learning. And so we'd spend the day together at the studio, and it was, you know, kind of lonely with nobody coming in. And it was great for creative because I could get a lot done, and he was virtual learning. So, but at the same time, you know, it was kind of neat to reach out to people on Facebook and then get that reaction, you know.
Yeah.
Because I think people were feeling the same way. They couldn't go anywhere either. They're like, thanks for reaching out, you know?
Right. Well, and it's kind of, at least for me as a shop owner, it's really widened our customer base because we have in Canada and Australia and
that's right.
The East Coast all shopping with us now that if we had just been at a show on the West Coast, we wouldn't necessarily have ever met. So
exactly. Yeah.
Blessing. It is.
It is. One quick thing I want to show you. So I was showing you the flower panel, but look at how just a quarter of it.
I love it. That would be a great pillow or
exactly. That's what I was thinking. A European pillow sham, 24 by 24.
Yes.
And you've just got these little fractions, you know, so, so that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Perfect. And do you have any new patterns out?
Not yet. There are some that are on the boards with the salespeople right now, but they're not ready yet. They'll be ready when the line's ready.
Okay, perfect. And you have, because I know you do, because I follow it. You have a blog?
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
And I typically blog about kind of what's happening. I'm sure you feel the same way as far as when you are balancing this kind of work family, and I'm sure everybody out there listening today does as well. Balancing this work life, especially in this environment, really, I think we need to connect and say, hey, you know, this is really happening. Even though I'm a fabric designer, it sounds kind of glamorous, but it's kind of not, you know. It's just, I don't get up and sip a latte and go for a run and, you know, and then, you know what I mean? And I've read articles like that back in the day, you know, before I started designing. I'd be like, and so I get up in the morning and I, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that either, but it sounds so wonderful and magical. And so I would love to experience that one day. Yes, I would too. I would too. So I love to be really real about what's happening, I think, and it's all connected. I'm sure as you're saying, going out with your parents later, it's all about family. It's all about, these relationships, talking about work, especially my mom still has her store after, I think, 35 years. And so we talk a lot of, business, and obviously life goes on a roller coaster for 35 years. So it's nice to I think just share with people and know that we're all experiencing these different things.
Right, right. Well, girls, you need to follow her blog. She Stephanie is real life,
Yeah.
but in a poetic and genuine,
Thank
and
you.
and even though you're talking about real things going on in life which aren't always glamorous, it
Right.
it all you all when I'm done reading it, I always feel better.
Oh,
So
thank you. Oh
yeah.
my gosh, thank you so much. I
Okay, so
appreciate it.
tell them where they can find your.
It's called So What, SEWWHAT at Fran Design Studios. If you go to frandesignstudios.com, which is our website, and you click on the WordPress link, it'll take you right to the blog.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And then, are you doing regular Facebook tutorial? I know every once in a while you pop on.
I do. And I haven't been regular. I need to be better about it. We've got a lot of questions like about the tulip that we're going to be doing, which I'm super excited about, and different techniques, with different machines. I like to try to do, but I haven't been very consistent. I always say I'm going to, and
I
then
know,
I get up and I'm like, I don't feel like putting my makeup on today, so I'm not going to do it.
right? I know. Well, and you've got 20 different things to do, and so
Yes.
figure out what the most important thing for the day to accomplish is
Yes.
sometimes possible. Yes.
Yes.
And so we tend to do a little bit of everything, but never finish anything.
Right. So that means we're quilters.
Yeah. Lynn said take a road trip to Iowa.
Yeah.
We could.
Nice.
Oh, Christy Lee, you've got some kind of a stalker who would like you to inbox him right now for future relationships. Okay, let's block that user. You just never know what you're gonna get here at Fabric Chicks. Okay, wait, I think I blocked him. Okay. Well, fine. You just never know what's gonna happen. Mary, I never finish a cup of coffee. Usually I finish my coffee. I heat it up on my way, right before I leave, and I drink it on my way home.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Now, what I've started doing, I have a French press here at the studio, so I'll do. Except I've given up coffee this week, but I usually make a French press, and then by the end of the day, I'm like, well, I have cold coffee too, so I just drink it cold on the way home.
Yeah, you just have to make do. Roll with it.
That's right.
And then Christy says, "Will you come to Nevada?"
Ooh, yeah, that would be fun. We talked about that a long time ago.
Yes, maybe
Yeah.
a 5-day retreat up at Zephyr Point.
I would love it. I would love it.
Okay.
Love.
Yes. All right. Okay, girls. Do you have any other questions? Anything else, Stephanie, that we need to know? Any deep, dark secrets?
No, I'm painfully authentic.
I know. Comes to my head, it pops out of my mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Oh, now they're cheering Christy. Way to go, Christy, with her new boyfriend.
I love it.
Lynn, she's not coming to the Reno Quilt Show this year. Maybe another year, but not this year.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yep. Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Stephanie.
You bet. Thank you, guys. Thanks for inviting me back.
Class and get that all ready and get the information out to everybody.
Yeah, we'll get them all fixed up with everything they need to have fun.
Perfect. All right. Have a good weekend.
Okay, you too. Bye, guys.